Welcome to Business Trends with Mumtaz Wazar. Today on our show, we have our special guest, Comedy Award nominee Suhayl Essa. Suhayl, thank you for being here with us today.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me on your show.
Tell me, I'm so curious to know, what made you go from being a medical doctor to having a stand-up show, comedy show?
Well, sure. It's been quite a long journey. I started doing stand-up comedy whilst I was a student, actually, at Wits, and my journey started almost 8 years ago now. And I never anticipated that I would ever make a living out of it or a life, but looking back now, it was just passion that drove me to do comedy. I just really enjoyed it. Happened to discover that it's possible to do stand-up comedy in South Africa, and I never knew it really even existed here as a business, so to speak, or as a way of making money, or as a way of just fulfilling my passions. And once I discovered it, I just I never looked back.
How do you come up with your material?
I suppose it's a mixture of my experiences, day-to-day interactions, observations. I talk a lot about my family. I talk about race. I talk about politics. It's a little bit of everything, really. It's basically the lens through which I see the world, and I generally try and find truth and make it funny.
In South Africa, is there a niche for the performing arts comedy?
I would say, look, comedy is fairly new as an art form in South Africa. People are more likely sway towards entertainment such as music and concerts, festivals, those types of live entertainment. Comedy is relatively new, and as an industry, COVID's really disrupted that quite a bit. I mean, it's practically destroyed the entire live entertainment industry, and definitely the comedy industry. And now it's all about rebuilding. Whether there is a niche, definitely, people want that form of entertainment. They enjoy it. Comedy, I feel like, unites all of us. Whenever something happens in the world, we always look to the comedians to make light of it.
Are you a funny doctor?
I would say, if you saw me in my normal medical practice at Joburg Gen Hospital, I don't think you'd assume I was a comedian. I think I wear like a cape when I'm on stage. It's like Clark Kent and Superman. So I'm very serious at work, and then when I get to take the stethoscope off and get on stage, it's a totally different character.
At the Content Creators Awards, you've been nominated under the category comedy. No,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for you. Tell me about it.
So, look, it actually came as a surprise to me. My wife, who's also my manager, she entered me into this competition secretly, because I never thought of myself as someone who's a content creator. I'm a comedian. I'm a stand-up comedian. And she submitted some of my work, and a panel of judges assessed and had a look. I'm not sure exactly how many entrants there were. And then, a week or two later, I got an email to say I've been nominated for this award, which blew me away. I mean, I've only really been focusing on content creation for the last year, since about May of 2021.
Do you prep beforehand in terms of audience, in terms of your demographic? Do you prep to say, all right, majority of my audience? So
in the beginning of my career, I think I definitely sort of thought to myself, okay, in South Africa, we're a diverse group of people, but in each show, you're going to have specific demographics. If you go to Soweto and do a show in Soweto, you're going to have a certain demographic. If you go to Sandton, you're going to have a different demographic. And so I prepare specific material that I thought. But now, I think that I've grown as a comedian, and I've become more skilled to a point where I don't really care who I'm speaking to. As long as what I'm saying is funny, I know that they'll relate to it. And at the end of the day, as funny is funny. So it translates well across all race groups and cultural backgrounds.
A message to the departments of arts and culture in South Africa. As a stand-up comedian, as a comedy award nominee, where would you like to see the Department of Arts and Culture invest in comedians like you? What do comedians need?
I would definitely say, so one thing that I think we can learn from industries, stand-up comedy industries such as, the American one, the British, they've had a far longer history with live performances, with, live entertainment and comedy in particular. They also have a larger middle class, so they have a larger audience base, whereas in South Africa we don't. The majority of our country forms part of the lower socioeconomic class, and so they won't be able to afford a ticket that's going to be feasible for any comedian to do a show. So we've got a small middle class. I believe that with the help of the Department of Arts and Culture, if we take some lessons from the American and the British system, where we can develop an industry, you've got to start off at the bottom. Building a conglomerate or group of comedy clubs from Soweto all the way to Sandton to Pretoria, Centurion, and all over the country. This would ensure you have a feeding of talent from local communities who can only afford 20 Rand a show or 50 Rand a show, whatever the case may be. And comedians that want to start out, they can start out at those shows. And then when you've got your high-end, more premium shows, we structure it in such a way where, so you start off here, once you've sort of graduated to the next level and people are going, hey, you're doing well, let's bump you up to the next level.
Suhayl, when it comes to marketing, how do you market yourself? How do you market your shows? Do you use online platforms? How do you go out and say, right, guys, I'm here, this is my show? How does it work?
So we were talking briefly about, how I grew the tour and how. So in the beginning, I had to figure out a way because people didn't know me. I mean, if I just looked at my main platform where I market myself, which is social media. If I look at Instagram, I think I had about, before I really started on my journey, I had about 5,000 followers at most, 5,000 followers on Instagram. And this is 2021 May. And in the beginning, because you don't have a huge following, like I didn't have a huge following, I had to make content and then boost that content or put sponsored posts with a call to action. A lot of the social media have a call to action. So whether you have a business like you're selling garden tools or you're selling food, your company, you can use it. A lot of these social media platforms, they have really great algorithms to target exactly who you're looking for. And if you don't trust them, you can also make your own target audience. Who are you trying to get to? So for me specifically, I would select a target audience based on where I'm going. So if I'm going to Polokwane, I can select an area with the radius around the venue. Because I know people aren't going to want to travel half an hour, 2 hours to get to a show. I'll just market in a 10, 20K radius around the venue. I'll market specifically to those people and I'll put in filters such as comedy, humor, comedy shows. They give you a whole lot of categories that you can add as filters. And so what the algorithm will do then is it'll pick up people in specific areas, the area first. Then they'll go, okay, do these people like comedy? They do. They constantly are clicking on comedy-based content. They're watching or sharing comedy videos. So potentially, they may enjoy whatever he's trying to sell to them.
Suhayl, you're an avid cook, and I follow Dinner with Suhayl religiously. I enjoy it. It's light, it's fun. I love it. I would encourage you to take this one further. So for businesses who are looking at sponsoring Suhayl, please contact Suhayl on bookings@suhaylessa.com. I think Suhayl will add immense value to any business. Suhayl, besides Dinner with Suhayl, I hear there's Eating with Suhayl.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
So there's a lot of things with Suhayl. I do Dinner with Suhayl, I do Eating with Suhayl. I even, part of my YouTube content is also traveling with Suhayl.
Traveling with Suhayl?
Yeah, traveling.
All
Because
right.
all the places I've gone to, I've filmed in the towns. So you can go, if you go to my channel, you'll find a travel vlog. Basically, if you want to visit a lot of the parts of South Africa that we don't commonly visit, you can go on my page and you'll find it all there. So I do a travel type series where I show you what's good in the town, what sites you can see, what's cool in the town. And then the other aspect is eating with Suhayl. Where would you eat if you went to Newcastle, right? You have no idea. You probably never have been. So I show you where all the locals go to eat. The best fast food joints, takeaways, sometimes even restaurants. If you're visiting a place, you can go onto my YouTube channel and you can find it. So a lot of restaurants reach out to me now and say, hey, we'd like you to come and feature us on your show.
To vote for Suhayl Essa in the category Comedy Award Winner, please contact Suhayl on.
So you can, well, contact me on bookings@suhaylessa.com. But if you want to vote, it's quite simple. You go to the contentcreatораwards.co.za.
That's contentcreatораwards.co.za.
Yeah, so you go onto the website and register. You have to register a profile. It's really quick. You just put your email, name, basic details, and then you can go down to the comedy award category. And yeah, find my face, click it, and you can submit your vote.
I wish you all the best, Suhayl, and I hope that you win. How do we know what the results are?
So voting closes, I believe, on the 25th of August, and then the final big awards ceremony is on the 10th of September. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but apparently it's going to be a big event. So yeah, on the 10th of September, we'll all find out.
10th of September it is. Suhayl, for all my viewers who'd like to contact you for sponsorships, for coming to host an event, how do they contact you?
So yeah, via my email, any bookings, whatever, even if you want to link up, I'm happy to chat, podcasts, certain, conversations like we're having right now. For any of these types of inquiries, they're welcome to contact me on bookings@suhaylessa.com, and I'll be happy to assist wherever I can.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Suhayl.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.